Hare Krishna, welcome to our Shikshastakam class. We're here with our brahmacharis on the rooftop of Sri Radhikunj, and also welcome to everyone online watching. So today we're going to continue with this topic of Cheto Dharpana Marjanam. Prabhuji talks about this in a very elaborate manner in his Shikshastakam commentary. So there's many different facets of this that we need to learn if we want to be successful in our spiritual path of bhakti. So then Prabhuji talks about one very interesting thing. He says, Cheto Dharpana Marjanam is the first part of this verse, of the first verse of Shikshastakam. The last part is Sarvatma Snapanam, means it's connected. Dharpana Marjanam means cleaning a mirror so that you can reveal your true self, your true darshan, as well as the darshan of the Lord. It said that without Guru's mercy you cannot see Krishna, without Krishna's mercy you cannot find Guru. So darshan, and without Guru's mercy, you cannot see yourself also, your true nature. So darshan means Cheto Dharpana Marjanam. We need to clean the mirror of the heart so that we can have real darshan of our true self. What is the true swarup and nature of Guru, as well as Krishna. We're doing sadhana, right? But we hear about, oh, Krishna, Radharani, Mahaprabhu, but we can't see them. We see the deity, but we don't see them in that direct way that we have faith that, oh, that is like the direct manifestation of Sri Krishna. Like Mahaprabhu, he saw Jagannath and he said, Vigraha natumi, you are not an idol, Shakshad Brajendra Nandan, you are Krishna himself. So why we need to clean the heart, Cheto Dharpana Marjanam, is that if we don't clean the heart, our bhakti practice just remains like, it's described to be beating husks of grain where the grains have already been taken out. Like if you see in India when they collect wheat and then they will thresh it. But a foolish person, after all the wheat grains have already been taken out, again he's threshing it. There's a verse that you should learn. Shreya Shritim Bhaktim Udasyate Vibho. Shreya Shritim Bhaktim Udasyate Vibho. It means that all your bhakti activities, if you are missing the essence, it's just like beating dry husks of grain. The grain's already been removed. The kernel of truth, the real essence, has already been removed. So you can note that down. Shreya Shritim Bhaktim Udasyate Vibho. So therefore Prabhuji says that Cheto Dharpana Marjanam, if you want to make your spiritual life potent and activated, then you have to Cheto Dharpana Marjanam. Because once you clean the heart, then you see Krishna, then you see yourself, then you see the true swarup of Guru. Otherwise, we're seeing the Murti of Krishna, we're seeing the picture of Krishna. And it's not that that's not real, that is real. But we want to understand that is like Nam, for example, we're chanting Harinam. But Nam, Namina, Abhina, the holy name and Krishna himself are non-different. So if we're properly chanting the holy name, we see Krishna. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. That Nam is Rasa Vigraha, the very form of Sri Krishna. Akila Rasamrita Prashimara Ruchi Rudata Arakali Tarakapali Kalita Shyama Lalito Radha Prayan Virud Jayati. That Harinam is non-different from Krishna. So when we're chanting Harinam, if we don't see Krishna, then it means this is because we have not cleaned our heart. Cheto Dharpana Marjanam has not been completed. So we don't want our whole life to pass by in dry sadhana. We want to develop. If you read the Bhagavatam, Srila Prahlad Maharaj gives a very clear discussion of a sequence how you can progress in bhakti from Shraddha, Nishta, Ruchi, Shakti, Bhav very quickly by properly following it. It's described how rati will awaken, ecstatic symptoms will start to manifest. But if you want that to happen, you have to follow the process very seriously. So that's why we're very fortunate that Prabhuji and the Vaishnavas give us this process. All that's left for us to do is to read it, understand it, hear it, and then apply it in our lives. Prabhuji says about Harikatha, he said that hearing Harikatha is very auspicious. Whether you remember or not, simply hearing Harikatha is very auspicious. Hearing from pure Vaishnavas, meaning those who have no Anyabilas, no other desires but bhakti for Krishna. Also those who have no material desires. Nivrittatar Sherupagiya Manad. That's another verse that's good to memorize. Nivrittatar Sherupagiya Manad Bhavosadat Shrota Manobiramat Kautama Sloka Gunanuvadat Puman Virajeta Vinapashugnat. We should hear from those who are free of material desires, but hearing Harikatha is very auspicious. But most people hear and they forget. Gurudev tells the story of in a king's court. Once there was a king brought in a dead, like a skeleton, and he asked his ministers, was this man a wise man or a foolish man? And everyone was thinking, he's dead, it's just a skeleton, how will we understand this? So no one could answer. Finally, one person entered the court who looked like a madman. And he said, I know the answer. So he came and he brought one dry straw and he put it through the ear of the skull, and it came out the other side. And he said, this man was definitely a fool. Why was he a fool? He said, whatever he heard came in one ear and out the other ear. So this man was a fool. An intelligent person, they hear and then they bring it into their heart. Now that's the second level intelligence. Foolish person means what they hear, they just reject. But there's subtleties in that. If you're a Vaishnava, then it's said, Sangsara bukare kane nabasilo deharog dure jabe. Bhaktivinoda Thakur prays, may the sounds of sansar not enter my ears. Prabhupada says in Vilap Kusumanjali commentary, the gopis' chakra earrings, they protect their ears from mundane sounds. They don't hear these things. So Vaishnavas, Chaitya Darpana Marjanam, part of that is that Prabhupada talks about this all the time. He says, if we're always filling our mind with polluted thoughts, polluted ideas, soaking up the information from the whole world, then our mind's always going to be contaminated. It's like the story of a boy once. He was told by his guru, go to the Ganga and fill up this jug full of water. So he had his guru, he took this clay pot. He went to the river, supposedly filled it up, brought it back to his guru, the Brahmin who was like his father. The person said, what is this? Where's the water? He said, I did what you told me to do. I took it to the Ganga, filled it up and brought it back. So they looked inside and it was filled with all the old flowers and rubbish and dirt and leftovers. So it was full to the top. He said, take a clay pot to the Ganga, fill it with water, bring it back. He didn't discern which pot to take. He just took a big pot, dumped it in like a foolish boy, brought it back to his guru. Here it is. So if we want to collect this essence or understand Harikatha, we have to clean the vessel of our mind, Chaitya Darpana Marjanam, empty out all the garbage. That means attachment, different ideologies, material isms, this ism, that ism, nationalism, feminism. All these things are obstacles if we want to really follow Vaishnavism seriously, right? So, how to do Chaitya Darpana Marjanam? Sangsara bukare khanane basilo. You should be like the fool on one hand. Be like the fool in the sense that material sounds enter one ear and go out the other ear. But you don't pay attention. Prabhupada talks about this in the Bhagavad Gita commentary he gave about the Sthita Pragya sage. Who is Sthita Pragya? Fixed in pure consciousness. Yada sangharate chayam kurmanganiva sarvasa. That person who can be like a tortoise. The devotee who is in material association, he withdraws his limbs and appears like a foolish man. So we need to learn how to be a fool in certain circumstances. Prabhupada talks about this. Oh, in materialistic association, I don't want to show that I'm so qualified, this and that. Then they'll just try to drain you of all your energy and fill you up with material garbage. So in such company, you are like a fool, all your limbs withdrawn. What is the example of that? Bharat Maharaj was the king of the world. And he retired, went to the forest, came up to the state of Bhav, then he became attached to a deer. Then his next life he became a deer. Then he stayed in the Rishi's ashram, took Mahaprasad, stayed his whole life doing bhajan. The next life he became Jad Bharat. His name was given as Jad Bharat, means foolish Bharat. And he thought, I will become dumb so that no one will disturb me in this world and then I can perform spiritual life. It's a very interesting story Prabhupada tells. Right? That we have to not appear, in certain situations we should appear very foolish. Jad Bharat, he was in a Brahmin family, but he wouldn't learn Gayatri mantras even. His father was trying to teach him Gayatri, teach him yagyas, teach him different performances of sacrifice, different Brahminical rituals. But then what happens? You learn these things and then materialistic people will come, do this yagya for my son, do my marriage chart, do this for me, do that for me. Then when is your time for bhajan? This is going to tie into a story we're going to tell coming up. When is our time for bhajan? If we're all day absorbed in materialistic activities, worldly activities, this, that, serving everybody. Serving everybody is good if you're, what does Mahaprabhu Bhaktivinoda Thakur say? Jive doye Krishnanam sarva dharmasar. Sarva dharmasar, the essence of all dharma, Sanatan dharma is Krishnanam, that is Jive doya. If there's no instruction on Krishnanam, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then this is not compassionate activities for the jivas. This is not Jive doya. People think Jive doya means opening hospitals, but that's body doya. Helping the body is not helping the soul. And the Vaishnavas say that, oh, if you help a murderer get healthy, and then he goes and commits a crime, then you get the reaction, a portion of his reaction of sinful activities. So Jive Doya means Krishna Nam, otherwise we should appear dumb. Sometimes Vaishnavas say, I don't know anything, I'm very foolish. Like Jad Bharat. Jad Bharat, before he was the king of the whole world, but then he took his next birth, he thought, I want to perfect my spiritual life, I'll become like a dumb man. Jad Bharat. I won't hear or learn anything. And then internally, he was always absorbed in chanting Harinam. So this is the example of how to become a Sthita Pragya, become like the tortoise. In the wrong association, Sangsara Bukhan, Kane Nabasilo, these material sounds don't come into our ears, then we can become Sthita Pragya, then we can do Chaitya Darpana Marjanam. As long as we're attached to these material things, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, like we have a thali in India. Oh, my bhakti will be like a rasgulla, and then a lot of maya, a lot of material kata this, material kata that, material kata this, and at the end I'm taking a little bit of bhakti. But then Chaitya Darpana Marjanam won't happen, and we won't see Krishna. We won't see Guru, we won't see Mahaprabhu. Like right now, we're chanting, we're doing Anik. When we chant Anik, we're supposed to be seeing Krishna. When we chant Guru Mantra, we're supposed to see the Swarup of Guru in Navadvip, the Swarup of Guru in Braj, in Radhika's associates. Then when we chant Gaur Mantra, we're supposed to be seeing Vishvambad. When we chant Gopal Mantra, we're supposed to see Brajanan and Sham Sundar. Kam Gayatri, we're supposed to see Radha Krishna Jugal in Yoga Pit in Braj Dham, Jamuna. We sing this song, right? Jamuna Puline, Kadamba Kanane, Kiharinu Sakiyaj. We're supposed to see Radha Krishna Jugal. So we have to work on cleaning the heart. And that example is given. Okay, in one sense, we should try to be like the foolish man. Don't take in material sounds, or if it comes in, let it pass out. But then in the other sense, we should try to become like the person who takes whatever they take in their ear, they bring into the heart. And Purdy says, if you do that with Harikatha, then very quickly you will advance. So he said the first stage is, hearing Harikatha is very auspicious. But most people hear and forget. Second stage is, hear Harikatha and remember it. Then you'll quickly progress. And if you want to rapidly progress, then hear Harikatha, remember it, and follow it in your life. That's the most difficult part. Real hearing means following. So to follow it, that's the difficult stage, but we can gradually follow. So then in the next video, we'll talk about how to gradually follow this. It seems like a very difficult thing. Like, it sounds wonderful, but to actually achieve it, right? How are we going to do it? Sounds like, oh, I want to see Krishna, see Mahaprabhu, see Radharani, see Gurudev. Sometimes we're also afraid of this, even though we think like, I want to see Krishna, but there's some reluctance. If I see Krishna, then Sangsara hoy sarvanas. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Take abhilas. If you still have desire for material enjoyment, don't go to Keshigat and see that Sri Krishna. So sometimes we're afraid, I don't want to see Krishna, I'm attached to all this garbage in my mind and heart.